Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Absolutely Pickled. Matey, it's been a while. We had to take the week off last week because we were so busy, you particularly, and I think everybody's going to be scratching their head going, where is Lee right now? So why have you been so busy? Let's talk about what's behind you right now for starters.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to say that we were so busy that we had to go on vacation to some tropical island, but sad to say, we were busy working.
Yes.
And I am in the soon to be open, brand new, absolutely pickled headquarters, lab, research and development, where I get to torture people, you get to torture people. It's a fun space. So
Okay, let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah, excuse the construction. I'm sort of building like a mini bar top area to also, because you don't want to stop the balls from coming through, right? But there's the court, as you can see.
Look at that.
Yeah, building some bleacher benches over there.
Yep.
You know, just having a nice fun. There's our Ernie ball machine in the corner.
Cool.
Ready to torture people. Yeah, over here we've got a workout area.
Yep.
Bathroom, because you know everyone needs a bathroom. Lounge area. Sorry, it's a bit messy.
No,
and then
it's great.
back here building another bar, because like why not have
two
bars? And come through. I should have started in the office, but like here's the office.
That's great.
Nothing is nothing's set up yet, so obviously
you've got the air conditioning in there, I see there. That's good.
Air conditioning. We're going to have a huge Absolutely Pickled banner here, so for future podcasts it'll be there, and this is where the Synaptic Training Center will be as well. So just
and let's explain the Synaptic Training Center to them, just for people that don't know what that is.
It's gonna make your reflexes, and it actually is vision and cognition training.
Okay.
Helps your hand-eye coordination, helps really work your eye muscles. I'm a big fan of them because people will drill all day long, and we work on our shots. And the one thing, the muscle we least train, whether we go to the gym and everything we do in a hand-eye coordination sport, the muscle we least train is our eyeballs.
Yeah.
So this is gonna help everyone have a leg up and maybe be a little bit faster, see the ball a little bit quicker, and
which is
anybody who
but like pickleball more than anything.
Right, but I mean, anybody who plays me in a tournament is not going to use this, obviously. I'm like, no.
This is only for people that are playing with Lee, not against her. Sorry.
Yes, if you play with me and in a different division than me, happy to help you. If you're playing senior pro, you're on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, good luck. Let me go get you those.
Go see your optometrist.
Yes.
Well, that is brilliant. So excited to see the space in person. Obviously, I haven't been there, but you've been working hard to get that going. The court looks fantastic. So very shortly, people, Lee Whitwell will be just, like she said, torturing people in there. So get ready.
Yes.
Almost ready. APHQ, here we come. So that's awesome. Then the other thing you were doing this past weekend, and we have a funny story to tell, don't we? Because you were after some subs, and I managed to put you in touch with a very good friend of mine, and she didn't let you down, thankfully. So you were up in Sacramento, correct?
Correct.
For the APP Sacramento tournament. Was there anything that a sponsor was supposed to shout out for that or not?
That's a really good question. So I'm going to plead the fifth and go APP Sacramento.
APP Sacramento. And so this is the third tournament you played in the senior pros, and you played mixed doubles and women's doubles. So
yes,
tell us what happened, Lee Whitwell, and try not to be shy about boasting about your accomplishments. I know it's hard for you. So what happened?
We lost. So we played mixed doubles on Saturday. Well, we had Humana Cup on Friday.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. So what is the Humana Cup?
The Humana Cup is essentially Humana sponsored the team event for the APP. It's a senior event, and I'm a captain of one of the teams.
Okay.
And there's 4 I think. 4 girls, 4 guys on every team. I should know this. I'm the captain.
Good. Very
But
worrying.
because yeah, I know it's very worrying having me as a captain. But because it's there's so many events, right? Not all the players that you draft. We had a draft like Halloween last year. And not all the players can make it, so you have to get
Yeah.
subs. I'm the worst person at getting subs. I'm like, so, I'm like, oh yeah, we need some subs. And Michael Toe, who's my co-captain, he's
Yeah.
super on it. He's like,
Okay.
Lee, we need people. I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. I'm like very much everything always works out. And he's like, we need
Yes.
subs. So I you saw my plea for help on Facebook. And then you're like, I have a mate that plays.
I do.
And
It was so bizarre because you put it out there and I just reconnected with her, and her name is Lisa Alapaz. And some people might know her in Northern California because she was the head coach of St. Mary's Division One tennis team for a long time. And I knew her when she played Division One tennis at San Diego State, and she was amazing. And she's got this beautiful one-handed backhand. And we had just connected because she saw I think she saw our website, and she saw what we were doing. She goes, you know Lee? And she goes, oh my God, I'm so into pickleball right now. And she goes, we got to play senior pros. So that's what she said to me. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough. Anyway, I start hearing about what she's doing. And literally within days, you post that. And I text her and go, mate, you should be doing this. It's right in your neck of the woods. I'll put you in touch with Lee. I connected you, and what happened then?
well, it was interesting, right? So she said she could play, and it was like, I'm like, oh, Pen, what have you said? What have you
Yeah,
done?
exactly. You're thinking it's somebody like me.
Um,
I would never do that to you, mate. I would never do that to you.
so I was like, I was texting Michael. I'm like, listen, my mate Penny, has given me a suggestion.
Take your
And
hand away from your mouth, mate. I can't hear you.
sorry, because it's like one of those things where it's like, she's like, she's like, so he's like, well, we've got this person and this person. I'm like, well, Penny recommended Lisa, and he's like, Lee, I don't have an opinion. I'm like, we're going with Lisa.
Nice. So
I'm
you
like,
totally took the risk.
because if it goes wrong, I have ammo for years,
It's,
right? If I have
I
an L on
I
my
took a gamble, but my gamble,
yeah,
pays
if
off.
I have an L on my senior pro record, it's because of Penny. So she shows up, and in my mind, it's like, we're kind of a lot.
We are a lot.
So I was thinking of another a lot.
Oh no.
No. And this sweet human being shows up, and I'm like, oh my God, she's not going to be fierce. Sorry, Lisa. And she gets in the court, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Oh, you saw play.
And it was interesting. There's a couple of things. I'm like, just hit the ball, just do your thing, just do that,
Yeah.
And it got better and better, and she's amazing. And I hate for this episode to air because I don't want anyone playing with that.
Oh.
So West Coast, sorry.
No, we've got
I'm
it.
snagging you. Yeah.
Can't have her.
She can't. She's an absolutely pickled now partner.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Done. I don't know, played amazing, lovely person, super tough on the court.
Oh yeah.
And tenacious, and just, I think she actually hit more people than me. Thankfully she didn't hit me. But
get her up against Joy Lysing from last time, because she's tag queen.
I know, like, they should just go at it and see who can,
yeah,
it's like a drink a body bag.
Yeah.
But no, it was she played amazing. It was so fun to see, and it was just I'm looking forward to seeing her evolve in the senior pro career. And she has a daughter who's playing.
Tournament, mate. That was her
I know,
because she plays up in Northern California with these really good players, and they drill for hours, and she's like, Jesus, these people play for 3 hours, and she goes, I'm done after 2, but I keep going and whatever. And so I'm not at all surprised she did well, but she was crapping herself because she didn't want to let you down, didn't know if she was at that level. So relieved that I knew you'd love her, but that she kind of didn't let the team down, and B, you did well, so that's good.
Yeah, no, so we walked away with a W that day, so that was fun.
Yeah.
And then she took off and refused to be in one of my reels. So
exactly. Well, she doesn't
got
know
2
what you're doing.
Doesn't matter.
I gave her no background. So she didn't know what Lisa. When I give her background, she won't show up. Should be
I
afraid.
know, right?
Well, that's awesome. And then you roll into the actual tournament, the APP tournament, right? And so
Yes.
you played women's
Mixed
first or
doubles.
mixed doubles?
Mixed doubles first. And so
Okay.
normally it's Friday women's, Saturday mixed,
Yeah, that's
singles
right.
on Sunday.
Right.
And then when there's Team Cup, it's Team Cup Friday, women's Saturday,
No,
mixed Saturday, women's Sunday,
got it.
and singles is on Thursday.
You didn't play singles, did you?
No, because I'm not stupid.
No.
Um,
That's debatable.
right. No, I mean I think I might start playing singles when it's on a Sunday, and then it's
Yeah,
like
you should.
because
You
then
were
you can
good.
see how your body's doing.
Yeah.
But if you do it first and you wreck your body, then I feel like you're letting your partners down. And it's like, and for
Is
a
that why they do
discipline,
singles normally on Sunday?
I think so. And I mean, look, face it, it's not a discipline I particularly enjoy. So
Talk
I
to.
don't want to wreck my body and let
No.
my partners down for mixed and doubles, which I really enjoy and I really love my partners. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so who'd you play with again on mixed?
So Jaime and I, who are partnered together all year, we had a break in Daytona. We didn't get to play together because he was off being important because he's
Oh,
the
that's
Brazilian
right.
Davis Cup captain,
Yep. Yep.
right? So I didn't have him for that. Very missed him terribly.
Okay.
But we got back together for Sacramento and had a blast, and yeah, we won. So
Nice.
that's always fun, right?
Gold. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
we got
Well
gold,
done.
yes. So then we play again next weekend in Miami. So looking forward to that. And then the next day was women's doubles, and I had a blind date.
Oh, really? Didn't know your partner.
No, because my regular partner, she plays mainly East Coast. So I was thinking, okay, who can I get? Who can I get?
Yeah.
And I had a couple of people go, oh, you got to play with Lily Cordick. And I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like Lily Cordick, must be related to Peter Corder,
What?
the
That's
tennis
right.
player.
And that's
But yeah, totally
what I
different
thought.
last. That's the connection I made. Totally different last names, never
Yeah.
mind. But I'm like,
But
yes,
we
so
both went there. I
yeah.
was the same. I'm like, wait, no, she's a golfer. And I'm thinking, no, we've got the wrong one. Okay, keep going.
So then I was like, she must be good. It's just how my infantile brain works.
Yeah.
And I did my homework, and people like, you're gonna love playing with her. And had I known Alapaz would have been available, I would have also picked up her.
Ah.
So but yeah, played with Lily, and we were two lefties, right? So it's kind of weird.
Oh God.
But we had a blast, and she's super nice, and just new to. I think she played senior pro last year, and
Was
so
she
yeah,
a
picked her up.
tennis background?
Yes,
Ah.
yes, not as decorated as Peter Corder, her brother. She's not related to, but yeah, no, very good. And yeah, we ended up winning that one as well. However, I think senior pro women's doubles final made history
Why?
because it was the first time all four players on the court were left-handed in a final.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so weird.
Oh, you guys are taking over the world in pickleball. It's annoying.
There's a significant number in senior pro lefties.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'm used to like sort of being one of two,
Yeah.
and now I'm like one of 50, and I'm like, hang on.
Hang
But
on.
what was funny was the first, we're warming up, and
Yeah.
and afterwards I'm like, all right. I'm like, they're both lefty.
Yeah.
Remember, left hip, left shoulder, that's our target, right?
Yeah.
So she sets up the point brilliantly. First 2 points, does the same thing, sets it up brilliantly. I get the put away, I crack it as hard as I can. Where do I go? Right hip, right
Yeah.
to their
Because
back
it's
end.
instinctive, because
Yeah.
that's what you've been doing your whole career.
So, find their backhand, and they hit this beautiful lob over my head. And I'm like, now I'm like pissed. I'm like, oh shit. Right. So I'm like, whatever. We created the opportunity. We're still in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Immediately the next point, I do it again. And Lily just looks at me. I'm like, I know.
I'm going the wrong way.
As I say, not as I do.
But thankfully, did you correct it, or did you just win through sheer skill, even though you were hitting it to the wrong place?
No. We did correct it. It was an interesting, correction, because it's normally you're correcting against one player.
Uh-huh.
Because one of the two may be lefty.
Yeah.
but this was you're correcting against two, and it's like in shot, like you know, you drill so often, righty, 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 righty,
Yeah.
and then you're in the moment, and you're like you're gonna speed up, and then you're like, oh, okay, wrong way, let's
Left, I
change,
know. Oh,
right? And
even
it's
I do it all the time. I'm like, I'm playing a lefty, and Gina Urango is left-handed. Remember Gina, the volleyball player who's on? She's
yes,
fantastic. And we played the other day. And I'm constantly like putting it over, like to her, just giving her a meatball where I think I'm giving them a tough backhand overhead. She's like,
right,
thank you very much. I'm like, oh, you idiot. And
yeah,
I know. So it's hard just because it's so quick, but that's amazing. So you won the whole thing.
yes,
That's
good.
fantastic. Okay, while you were doing that, I have a little surprise for you.
What were you doing?
I did. I played in a little tournament myself. It was a little 4-0 women's round robin invitational, 32 women, and my friend Molly puts it on. This is her second time doing it. And she's dying to be on the podcast, by the way. She has a podcast too. But she puts it on, and her whole goal is to get a lot of, 4-0 women, because there's a lot of 3-3-5 women rec level, but then there's a few of us at 4-0, but we have to kind of travel a bit to find one another. It's like 5-0 tennis, right? You have to kind of
Right.
travel to find people. So that's kind of where it is. So there's some people that are better than, they're more like 5-0, but it's a good standard of tennis. I shouldn't say pickleball, sorry. But I shouldn't say it's that good, because yours truly actually won the whole thing. And
Yes,
I won these. Look.
let's go. Look at
Yes,
that.
so there you go. So now I'm so excited. It was a silly little tournament, so we got to choose our prize. So I chose these because I'm thinking to myself, when I run live ball or any kind of drills I'm doing with my students, I'm going to throw in the pink ball and go, this is worth 2 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Or you could just hang it below our banner and have it there in perpetuity.
I could. Would look nice there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go.
Deck
So
the
you get
hall
gold
with
medals.
absolutely pickle
I get
balls.
pink balls.
But you know what? Those are more useful.
They are. I was happy with my selection. I was happy. Hey, well, and then something happened, and you mentioned a phrase that I was not familiar with that I think we should share with our viewers and listeners. So, do you remember what I'm talking about?
I do, and it was it's something I do in rec play all the time for fun, because it's you get people unawares, and it's not very sportsmanlike.
Okay, so tell them
It's
what it's called first.
so it's called a nasty Nelson
A
in
nasty
what
Nelson.
yeah.
And I was
So
like,
what
what the hell is a nasty Nelson?
So what that is when you're serving, instead
Yeah.
of serving cross court to the person at the baseline,
Yes.
you rifle the ball down the line and hit the person in front of you.
Oh, so it's like, when someone's crowding they're kind of crowding. Is that what you do to kind of get?
It's like, you remember in tennis when that person's like straddling that center line, at the
Yes.
net on the service line, and you're like, oh God, I'm just gonna hit him to get them out the way because they're really annoying me.
Yes.
That's basically what it is. But in pickleball, no one's crowding; they're just standing there. And what happened was, I wasn't even paying attention. I was still walking up to the kitchen line, non-volley zone line.
Yeah.
Not paying attention, looking down.
Okay.
And then this serve that came, like it wasn't even a hard serve. Like it just comes and hits me in the chest, and you see me just look down and go, and then look up.
And they won
And
the
I'm
point.
like, yeah, they won the point. And I think is that, and I knew who it was as a friend of mine. And I had two ways I was going to deal with this. One, I was going to actually start joking and laughing, but that would be too easy. So I just went complete deadpan and just stared it down.
Yeah.
Inside I'm dying laughing, and she's
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry, I wasn't aiming, I was aiming for the center line, I wasn't aiming at you, my aim's not that good. And like this thing kept unraveling, and I just kept staring, and inside I'm like, I'm gonna break at some point and start laughing, so I can't do this. So I turned around and walked back.
Yes. Then you turn around and smile.
And I was actually playing with Lisa at that point.
Oh.
So it was funny, and it was the first time it's ever happened to me in competition.
Right. I would, yes, because I
So
would have thought that'd be something you would do to someone else, not you be the victim of it, but that's hilarious.
right. Yeah, no, and I do it in rec all the time just for fun, right? And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, drink for me because I got you.
I've never done it. I'm going to try it now. But it's not
But
very
you find the right person to do
Yeah,
it
you
to,
don't-
right? Because someone's gonna jump the net and like punch you. You're like, no, that's not the right person.
right. So pick your nasty Nelson with care.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right. Well, just so we could, you know what, we'll get talking and then it'll be an hour-long podcast. So I'm going to jump in, and you know how normally we do the questionnaire, but we've both done it and we don't have a guest today. We will next week, hopefully. But so I figured what I might do, just because we don't get to grab you very often, only once a week, to get our questions answered. So, and one of the questions I love, because this actually happened to me, or I need the answer to this, or apparently it worked okay because I won, but it was very windy when I played the tournament. And so the first question is from Becky from Lynchburg, Virginia, and she asks, and so does Penn from El Segundo, what are some strategies for playing in windy conditions?
Don't play.
You know, in tennis, we're told to hit through the wind in tennis, right?
Right.
But with pickleball, is it the same? I mean, the ball is so light, the ball is swirling around. Do you have any advice for playing in the wind?
Yeah, don't do it.
Say you can't play.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm the worst. When it's windy, I'm like, okay, I can't practice today. It's super windy, and I'm that person.
Yeah.
And now don't have to. Hello, inside.
No, inside.
Right. In a tournament though, it's one of those things where it's like if you focus so much on the wind, it can be crippling. And this is where I have a problem. And to me,
Just the
when
one.
it's when it's super windy, I don't want the outcome of the game decided on a coin toss, because if you pick the right side to start on, then you're going to win.
Yeah.
Right. And that drives me crazy. But what can you do in the wind? Look, when you are playing with the wind in your face, right, you got to hit through the ball. You really have to hit through the ball. When your wind's at your backswings are minimal, you're pushing the ball, right? And you're banking on the fact that no matter what you do, the wind is
going to assist.
Yes.
And I had a bit of a crosswind, so I realized that my return, I was playing on the right to start off with, but my return down the line would weave out. So I had to play much more down the middle, I found.
Right.
And that, I think, is why I got successful.
There you go.
Because
no, and it's also being able to hit through that ball a little bit, right? And not trying to, the more careful you are, and the more you lift the ball, and it has a chance for the wind to grab it and move it, right? That's not good. So you've almost got to be like, there's no wind. And if you're going to drive the ball, you have to go at the person.
Right.
Because you're banking on the fact that they're going to block versus get out of the way.
Got it.
But it's not fun, but it's just really moving your feet, focusing on the ball, and
we were sort of saying who was the best player, and like the wind was, but like, it added an interesting element. But it's like some people got very, very frustrated, and I was like, it is what it is. We just got to deal, right? And so I think the attitude plays into it as well.
100%. And I mean, the wind only affects the losing team.
Exactly. True. Okay, moving on. Great answer. Thank you very much, Becky. There you go. Some ideas and some strategies for you. Okay, question number 2 is from Frank from Pittsburgh. And he asks, when, and this is funny, not in the wind, when should I aim to lob the ball over my opponent's head? When is it a good time to play an offensive lob? I feel like we had a similar question like this once before, but he's asking when is a good time to put up that lob.
Okay. I mean, there's a number of times that you could do it, right? If you're playing outside.
Yeah.
I'll always check this when I'm playing outside. I'm like, okay, where's the sun? Is it bothering me? Right. If the sun's in my eyes, then my partner is taking the overhead because it's not in his, because I'm lefty righty, so he's looking differently, right?
Got it.
So then if I'm playing a lefty, I'm like, I know who I'm lobbing when they're on the side that the sun bothers me.
Right.
And then I check, and like if the sun doesn't bother me, if it's off to the side, then you turn the other way as if you were righty, and you look up, you're like, okay, it's sun's bothered, that a righty would be bothered. Then you're like, okay, good to know. That's who I'm lobbing when the sun is right there, right? Okay. So when the sun's in their eyes, definitely lob, because 2 things. One, even if they get the ball back, there's nothing worse than having those starry things
blue,
in the eye, right?
Yeah. Like I got it, but now I can't see. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I don't wear shades. Some people wear shades. I've never been able to do it, which is why I have these lovely crow's feet, but I just can't do it. So I'm always like that. I'll play an overhead and then I'm like, oh God, I'm blind for the next two shots. Don't play it to me. So
Yeah.
that's, now what about if it's not sunny and just, is there a certain time and, is it the shot, is it the third or fourth or fifth shot, or is there a timing issue? I know it's very situational, but I just was wondering if
For
there was.
sure. Yeah. I mean, it's there's some people who like to be moving forward when you're hitting the ball. So if they're constantly moving forward or leaning in,
Yeah,
that's
I
one
remember you
time to
saying
love
if
them, right?
they're
Yeah.
down. Right.
So anytime you see their weight pushing forward
Okay.
or their lunge going diagonally, but off balance, that's the time to
Off
because you just want to
balance.
pretzel them up.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you don't want to telegraph your lob, right?
No,
That's the
exactly.
biggest
Don't
thing. Most people telegraph it, and then it's like,
uh,
oh, but the
come out.
lob was there. I'm like, yeah, but you told me an hour ago that you were
Yeah,
lobbing.
I got the text.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you very much. That was great. All
Yeah.
right, Frank, there you go. There's some strategies and ideas for you on the lob. Okay, so now we're going to give two more because we're not doing the questionnaire today. Question 3 is from Jim, who's in Lincoln, Nebraska, and he asks, ooh, this is a good one. On a speed up, is there a certain place on the opponent's body that you should aim? Actually, I think we've answered this already, but yes, on a speed up, is there a certain place on the opponent's body I should aim?
100%. But I think the bigger question is that once you've identified that part of the body, can you actually speed it up there?
Yeah.
That's the harder part.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, look, if they're right-handed, right hip, right shoulder, and
Just
if
say
they're
like jam.
left-handed,
Yeah.
jam, right?
Jam.
You want them T-Rexing it.
Okay.
And if they're left-handed, left hip, left shoulder. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so simple, but it's very situational because you
Yeah.
gotta. It's where the ball is in relation to the person, and it's like, it's. Do you have enough time to get it there, or are they going to be able to see it and slide? So there's a lot going on in the speed ups, but it's. I mean, and when in doubt, center mass.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever speed up down the middle, or does it always straight ahead?
Now you can speed up down the middle, and you're testing, right? You're testing that partnership. You're testing the movement when you're going to
Yeah.
speed up
And
down
who
the middle. You're
takes it?
seeing, but
Right.
the key to the down the middle is holding that ball. So
Okay.
the longer you can hold the ball before the speed up, then now
But you're
that
talking about it coming and waiting and waiting,
correct.
and then go and then do it.
Yeah, versus rushing.
Yes.
Oh, I saw a gap, I'm gonna do it. I mean, it's like no, because it's like people react. People are better. People react better to movement and fast. So when you're rushing, you're like, oh, it's there, and I'm gonna cover. But if you hold it now, I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going? You've got options.
Yep.
Right. So now I've got to pick an option and hopefully I guess right. But more often than not, the hold favors the person who the speed up favors the person who holds the ball.
Got it. Brilliant. Okay, Jim, those were good answers. I learned something myself there too. Final question is pretty funny. It's from Anonymous.
Oh no.
In the Villages, Florida. Probably that's why it's anonymous, because maybe you know this
because
person.
I know them.
Yeah, I don't know. Here you go. I cracked up when I read this. Okay. So Anonymous writes, I am better than my husband, but he doesn't realize it as I've been taking it easy on him and letting him win 50% of the time. Am I doing him a disservice and should I play properly? I'm worried he won't take it very well. So I guess the question is, and it's obviously a female because she says my husband, but she's obviously taking it easy on her husband and he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips and she's only been playing half speed or something. What should she do? Is she doing him a disservice?
First off, we can edit.
You're trying to think who it is, aren't you?
No, you can edit this out because first off, it could be a man because they can get married too.
Oh, that's true. Sorry. No, I'm not going to edit that out. That's very important. I'm so sorry. Yes.
It's not important. It's not important. It was just like
just an observation. Yes. Good point.
Here's the thing though. It's like when you're married to somebody, right? Yes. And then 15 years into your marriage, you're like, I don't like it when you blump. You're like,
Right.
well, that pattern's been established. It's like, it's not going to go well when you address it now.
This is what you got, honey. Yes.
Yeah.
In fact,
Like,
the irony of this is that I just celebrated my 26-year wedding anniversary. In fact, check it out. New earrings. That was
oh, look
my
at that.
presents.
Very
Bling,
nice.
bling. Yeah, aren't they good? But yeah, totally true. It's like, I'm not changing now. This is me.
No. So then if I've been letting you win for the last, however long,
26 years. Yeah.
yeah, now you're like, oh, you've been holding back. Yes, I'm not going to play with you. Now I'm pissed off.
Yes.
Right. And now it's like, it's not going to go well.
No.
So like, first off, I question your relationship, whoever anonymous in the villages is, question your relationship that you have to take it easy on your husband.
Because you're
right?
worried about the reaction. Yeah.
Right. You're like, you're going to end up in a ditch. And that's not, it's humor. Please don't, I'm not condoning anything.
It's fine. It's fine.
Like, people are going to read into that. But, it's like, listen, no, it's not good. It's like, you can take it easy on your husband once you've established that you're the better player.
Yes.
Like,
But you've got to establish that you're a better
look,
player.
I
Right.
get on the court with Cindy and I take it easy. She knows I'm better than her.
Right.
But we play and we can play and have fun.
Yes.
Right. But like, if I'd conned her this whole time thinking,
I know. Sometimes with my students as well, like I'll be playing a 3 and me, and I try and play with each of them. And you want them to have good rallies. So of course we're putting the ball back in play. But then if we get down, the person playing with me really wants to win because they think they're a loser if they lose with me.
right.
So it's so funny because if we get down like 6-1, just hypothetically, I then have to just and then just turn it up a bit, bosh, 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 get it back. And so I'm doing it constantly just so that they won't come off thinking, they couldn't win with me, which is terribly, I don't care, do I? But anyway,
Right.
very funny. Anyway, well, I
Yeah.
thought that was a hilarious last question for you because it was from your neck of the woods. And
Well, I'm gonna go find out now. I'm gonna be like,
exactly.
who's that
So
person?
you've got to go check out who's out there and whether they're.
And can I recommend a good divorce lawyer for you?
Exactly. Or you just say, hey, send your husband to the AP HQ. I'll get him up to speed. So, hey, before we leave, let's have one more look at the fabulous court. So everybody that didn't see it at the beginning, just make sure. And if you're just listening, check out our podcast online because you've got to see this fabulous court. The net's in and we're just building the surroundings. So it's going to be a fabulous place to.
A beauty.
Yeah, it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
I know. I'm like, when people come in, I'm like, you can't, did you walk off the street in those shoes?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You better have a spare pair. You're
That's
not
right.
setting foot on my court. I will go ape shit.
No, totally true.
That's no. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Anyway, so yeah, super excited.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there, mate, and then I'll see you next week. What's this? Is this weekend anything or no?
This weekend is APP Miami coming up.
Okay.
So yes, I'm gonna.
When does that start?
It starts next weekend. I have to be there Tuesday because I'm captaining the Atlantic Cup, which is Team USA versus Team Europe. So the next gen team are competing against Team Europe. So, and I'm coaching the girls. Chad Edwards is coaching the guys, and together we're coaching all of them. Okay. So I've got to go down on Tuesday for practice. It's Riley Boner, Emily Eckerman, and Ava Kalis and the girls. Richard Livanese, Jack Monroe, and Spencer Lanier and the guys. So they're a fun group. They're really talented up and comers, next gens, and they're playing Team Europe, and hopefully we walk away with a W.
Is Thadia playing for Team Europe?
I should know this. I believe she is.
Yes. Well, Salah.
I think she's playing. I know Louis playing. Freddie's playing, and I think James is playing. And on the women, I know it's Maria, Thadia, and I'm not sure who the third girl is. I think it's another Brit.
Okay.
That's cool. But yeah, so it's going to be fun.
All right, Taylor, some picks and bid.
Yeah. I will.
Brilliant.
I will.
Okay, mate. Well, I'm going to call it here. So thank you, everybody, for joining another episode of Absolutely Pickled. And we will see you next week, and we'll hear all about what Lee is up to next week. And hopefully we'll grab somebody to join us next week, but we'll see how we go.
No, we definitely will have somebody.
Yeah. All right, perfect. All right, well, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from her.
Okay, see you later.